Hey everybody, this is Frilioth and welcome to another Minecraft episode on the Alphacraft server. We've got some fantastic news for you today. Some of you may or may not already know, but we've got some fantastic news. But before that, I've got some even more fantastic news in that we've got another patron who needs to go in the Patron Pals Hall of Heroes. And that patron is Amethyst Onyx. So welcome to the Patron Pals Hall of Heroes, Amethyst Onyx. It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you very much for joining us. Right, let's look the right way around. Amethyst Onyx. I don't know whether you prefer to be called Amethyst or Onyx or Amethyst Onyx. I'll go with Amethyst Onyx for the time being until I'm told otherwise. But you'd like some purple armor and a phantom head. Phantom heads, fantastic. I have a billion, cajillion of them. But I don't have any purple armor at the moment. So what I'm going to do, we don't need a cap, is we'll whip out some old armor. What have we got there? That. We need some... Have we got a breastplate? Can I not see for looking? We don't have a breastplate. Okay, we'll have to make one. I think it's 8 pieces. Got a slime somewhere. Breastplate. Breastplate. Now, you can't dye already dyed armour. I'm sure you know that. However, where's my purple? My purple's there. However, you can undye armour. Does that make sense? Undye it, clean it. You can clean it. If I grab myself some blue pants and I rinse them in a cauldron, look at that. They go back to being normal leather pants, and then I can then stick a bit of dye on them. I know a lot of you already know that, but I think it's brilliant. So we'll do that, and then I'll wash some little booties and do the same there. So I've now got my purple armor. I've got my phantom head. Have I? There it is, my phantom head. So let's go and stick you down here. Amethyst Onyx, we're running out of space. So if we put you on this one, put your little booties. I do like purple. You've made a really good choice there. I really like purple. And then we'll stick the phantom head on it. We'll stick you a sign down. Brilliant. So there you are. You are now in the Patron Pals Hall of Heroes with the rest of my heroes in here, because you are all heroes to me. Right, the next big news is we've had a couple of new members join the Alphacraft server. Now, it's been leaked a little bit by most people, and I'm probably not the first one to tell you, but we've had K1 and Dramer Smith Dreams join us here on Alphacraft, and I am chuffed that they've both accepted our invitation to come and join us here. They are fantastic Minecrafters, brilliant builders, all round good eggs. I am chuffed that they've decided. In fact, is Dramer Smith on with us now? Dramer Smith's even on with us now. She's not died yet, which is a bonus, but she's on the server at the moment. So welcome to both of you. I hope you'll join me in welcoming those guys to the server. Please go and check out their channels I'll put the channels in the description at the bottom. They are brilliant and well worth a watch. So my plan today is to eat something. My plan always seems to be to eat something. So my plan today is to do a little bit of build. My plan today is to do a little bit of building around the Stronghold, because we've been neglecting it quite a little bit lately. Now I'm still planning on putting some kind of storage system in here, I think. Where are you? But I'm still not sure yet. But I'm currently living on cooked chicken, and although I'm a big fan of cooked chicken, I don't want to live on it forever. So what I want to do is to stick in a big butchery kind of department here, which is going to have cows and sheep and pigs. I don't want it too close to where I'm sleeping, and in fairness, at the moment I'm still sleeping in a cell. Still sleeping in there, which is no good at all, really. I need to sort that out. However, for the time being, I'll stay there. So I'm going to dig all of this out. Quite a big room here, probably 19 by 19, all the way up to sea level. Well, the bottom of the sea. Then I can put a glass ceiling on this thing again, like we've done in here, because I think this looks fantastic. Done it here. We've done it in the potion room. May as well do it in some other rooms as well. So I'll do that here, and then my plan is to, like I mentioned, put a pod with cows in it, probably sheep, probably pigs, probably. Oh, it's me bigging you up, Dream, that you've not died yet, and you've gone and died, and you've only gone and died on camera. Oh, sorry about that. So probably move my sheep, my chicken farm over here as well, and then I'm going to have Vindicator Johnny over the back, who's going to do all of my butchering. It's something I've done before. I did it in my last series on Frilioth in a mansion. It works really well, and I think it will suit itself to being in here, because we've got a little bit more room to work in than we had in the mansion. So I'm going to dig out. I've put myself a beacon at the top that's got haste 2 and jump 2 on it, so I should be able to do quite a bit of work in here. But before we start any of that, I've got to meet you over by spawn, because myself and Smurf did a little bit of work yesterday on his live stream, moving a guardian about, and if you didn't see it, then you missed a treat. Actually, we had a lot of fun, but I couldn't record it because I was watching his stream while we were trying to record, and that meant that I got, oh hello mate, there you are. That meant I just got a load of feedback, so the recording was ruined, really. But I shall see you over by spawn and show you what we've been doing. So Smurf and I yesterday, as I mentioned, were moving this fellow about. He's called Nemo because I've got no imagination when it comes to fish names. And we dropped him in through the top via from the nether, because we created a new... Look at that. That is just brilliant. JJ Wild, brilliant. So we dropped him in through the top through another portal. But we had a bit of fun getting him. And if you missed it, like I say, you missed a treat. So that I just wanted to show you that I have been doing other things. But now, I think we want to get to work digging out a big room. We still get phantoms spawning in here. So maybe they can spawn underneath glass. Anyway, they've not got me yet. Right, back to the stronghold. Okay, so I've dug out quite a lot, actually. With haste 2, it does make it much easier. The amount of times I dug through the roof, though, and flooded the place, you would not believe. But I've dug all of this out now, and you can see I've got a couple of other tunnels up the top, which I may or may not do something with later. I don't know yet. And that's the way back to where I sleep. That's the way up to the aquarium kind of thing. That's the way down to my potion room. So that's where we are. What I want to do now, I'm going to turn... I was going to have chickens and pigs and cows and sheep in here, but I don't really need them. I've got my chicken cooker not that far away, and I don't really... I mean, pigs are just pigs, aren't they? I don't think I'm going to... No, I don't think I'm going to do pigs. I think I'm just going to stick to cows and sheep. So what that means is we need a gap of 5. So if I stick down a... Is that going to be okay there? 5. If I stick down a column of glass there, all the babies will go up that column of glass. And the same there. Babies are going to go up there. And then if I stick some chests in there, keep forgetting that you can't shift and click anymore unless you're looking at the chest. Oh, look at that. Jump 2. Jump 2's took me all over the place. If I stick those there, and there for the time being, that can be where my food is kept, and then I can have my pods. Now, it used to be very, very easy to feed cows and sheep and pigs and whatever. You just stuck them in water and they bounced up and down. It was brilliant, and the babies sort of shot out underneath. But since they changed it in 1.13, it's made it a little bit more difficult. 3, 4, 5. But I'm not going to let that. I'm not going to let that ruin me. Ruin the farmy thing. So if I have a gap of 3 there, and then another gap of 3 here. Yeah, I can have 15 or so sheep in there, or cows in there. I can have 15 or so cows in there. Because of cramming, even with a 3 wide gap, you can only get about 30 animals in there before they start to cram. And because of how the water now makes them very buoyant, or they're much better swimmers now than they used to be, when they have babies, the babies don't initially fall straight out. So they'll stay inside this 3x1 pod, and if you have too many babies in there with the adults just die. They cram and die. So I can't have any more than 15 or so. I'll try 20, but I'm pretty sure I'll only get away with 15 in there, another 15 in there, and then 15 and 15 sheep on the other side. And also that's going to cut down on lag. If you have 70 or so mobs in one place, it's just going to be lag central. I hope the alphas are listening to me. Anybody with 3 kajillion sheep, pigs and cows all in one place. I'm not looking at anybody in particular. However, that's the plan. So I think if we have that there, I need to dig around out the back. Where's my redstone? Gonna need a bit of redstone, aren't I? Can't do this without a bit of redstone. So if we get a couple of those, I need a couple of pressure plates. Do a little bit before I disappear and do it all off camera. But what I want to try and do is, if I can have a pressure plate here, got to be careful now I don't dig everything out. If I have a pressure plate, a bit of dust underneath, bit of dust down there. Can't believe I've got no stone. How can I not have any stone? Where's my pressure plates gone? Oh my word. That there. Then I can walk in, stand on that pressure plate. It'll activate a dispenser full of water. The cows will bob up and down. I can feed them. I can come over here, do exactly the same. Do you dig me? Are you digging me? I know you are. Brilliant, like that. And then if I dig all of this out around the back, where the little cows are going to stand, and then stick an observer. Yes, got it. Observer. And then we'll have a dispenser facing upwards just there. Dispenser facing upwards just there. Which the cows will stand on. Just here. When the water comes out of the dispensers, they'll bob up and down. I'll be able to see them and feed them, because I'm sure you know, if you've tried to feed a herd of cows that are in a 1x1 block, you're looking at one cow. You can feed one cow. The rest of them, no chance. Oh, dagnabbit. Never mind. These things are sent and all of that to try us. So let me dig this out a little bit more. Because what's going to happen then, once I put the floor in, we'll have a bit of water over in that corner. Maybe I'll have a trough down the back. The trough down the back might be a better idea. Dig that out a little bit more then. Darkness. I hate darkness. Apart from the band, actually the band's really good. But I hate darkness around here. So the babies are going to fall off into some water that's going to push them down here and then into this baby elevator, which is going to fire them up into a holding area that's going to be above here, which you should be able to see. With a bit of luck, you'll be able to see it from here. So you'll see all the babies up the top, and they'll be sorted into adults when they grow up. And I'm going to use an ABBA switch to do that, and go and start singing. I know you want to, but it's not that kind of ABBA switch. So I'm going to use an ABBA switch, which will fire every day. Babies take 20 minutes to grow up. So I'm going to have the ABBA switch activated by... It's going to be a little bit difficult because I'm underwater, but maybe I can still do it via a daylight sensor. And that way the babies will stay up there, but the adults will get flushed out. They're going to get flushed across. They're going to fall down into here. And in here, we're going to have a Johnny Vindicator with a big axe. And he's going to be chopping up the animals for me, doing a bit of butchery. It's going to look absolutely fantastic. Yeah. But anyway, before any of that happens, I want to stick a bit of redstone in there, make sure I can get this working. I've got to go and catch cows and sheep yet. That's going to be a right palaver, isn't it? Right, back in a minute. Well, I've managed to get myself 4 cows. And I've also got myself a sheep. So we're on our way. Come on, fellas. Right. There you go. I've got. Can we have a keep? Or something else? Shall? Right. I need to go and grab myself another sheep now. Hello, mate. You are boz-eyed, aren't you? I've got no idea which way you're looking. Right. Sheep. Okay, now we've got the sheep down here and the cows. We need to start getting them in to the doofer into here. But I want to put 2 cows in here, which is not going to be easy because they all like the same stuff, don't they? And I'm going to push you in, and then another one's not going to come over here. Come on, fella, get in. Alright, let's see if we can get you in. I need 2 in each one. So, and you are just going to jump over the top, aren't you? And then I'm not going to get one in the other side. Oh, okay. You can get the little one in there. I've put some glass. I'll show you in a second down the back what I've done to stop them from falling out. Why aren't you going past there, little fella? Go on, get in. Please, please. Perfect. That will do. I've put some glass here. I've taken down the trapdoors that I'm going to put back up there, but I've put glass in for the time being because what I want to do is feed them, but I don't want the baby cows to fall out. I want them to stay in there until we've got 20 in there. Hopefully you won't die when you grow up. If you do, then you're stupid. Bovine stupidity. So now we need to try and get these in the next one. So I'm going to mess about doing that. You don't need to see me doing that. I'm going to get those 2 in here, and then hopefully we'll start feeding them, and we'll build up a little collection of cows. Okay, so I've done a little bit more work while you've been away. I've stuck in the ABBA switch and the pistons at the top, but I've also moved the pods, the bays a little bit, because you may remember there was a 2-block gap between them, and that didn't work well with the single piston at the top. Me and my symmetry OCD, I had to change it, so I did. Fortunately, there weren't many cows in there, and it didn't. It wasn't too difficult. So let me see if I can explain this now. Then we put some water in there. So now, and I'm going to change. I've changed my mind again. I was going to use trapdoors around here, but that means that there will be a hitbox. If I put a trapdoor there to stop the water from falling off the block, there's a chance that a baby cow will get stuck against the trapdoor, and it won't fall down, and it'll just suffocate and die. So I'm going to use fence gates, which don't have a hitbox when they're open. They will allow water to. They'll stop the water but they won't stop any baby animals falling down, and they're obviously going to fall down into here. They're going to go down here, and they're going to go underneath there, and hopefully into the baby item, the baby cow elevator. I've not tested that yet. I think it'll work. There's no reason why it won't, and if it doesn't, then I'll just have to change it, won't I? But the mechanism up there will allow the baby cows to go along the top. They'll fall onto a block that's on the face, a glass block that's on. It's all glass, so I can see up there. It doesn't have to be glass, apart from a couple of blocks up there which need to be glass to stop the cows from suffocating. But I want to be able to see what's going on, so that's why it's glass. But there's a block on the face of that sticky piston there. That's what the baby cows and the adult cows are going to stand on. I was going to use a daylight sensor, but I'm too far underwater for the daylight sensor to work, so I'm going to have to use a switch. I've put the switch there for the time being. That's only temporary. At the moment, I don't know where I'm going to be putting my switch. I wanted it sort of here, but because of all of the, the gap behind the back, that's making it a little bit difficult. So I'll play with that, but that's just there for a demonstration, really. So that piston is going to push the baby cows out of the way before that piston retracts and allows the adult cows to fall down into another water stream that's going to bring them over there. And then at the end, that piston is going to push the baby cows back over the hole again. And as I say, that's why I needed the ABBA switch, because a normal switch, if I activated that, if I press that button, normally that piston would push the baby cows out of the way. That would then retract, but then that would allow the baby cows to come back through again before that piston extended, because that's just how normal switches work. The ABBA switch, the ABBA switch, means that piston is going to push the baby cows out of the way. Then that piston is going to retract, allowing adult cows to fall through. Then it's going to extend again, putting the floor back in place, and that piston is going to retract, allowing the baby cows to come back in here again, but not fall down the hole. I can't really demonstrate it without having cows in there, but we'll have a look at the mechanism at the back just to show you guys that are interested in this kind of stuff. If you ever need a switch or a mechanism to turn off in the opposite way to the way it turns on, then you'll need an ABBA switch. You'll need one of these. Okay, and because that's a slab, it means that the power can go up it, but it can't go back down it again, which is ideal. It's a gate. It's fantastic. So the power comes up here, powering that piston first, pushes the baby cows out the way. A tick later, well, it's 2 ticks because there's a tick on the torch as well. So 2 ticks later, that retracts, allowing all the adult cows to fall through. Then that will power again, forcing out the... I can see you glazing over. I know, I'm sorry. That extends before that retracts. And then the delay on these repeaters cause the piston here to extend, pushing out the baby cows so they don't get trapped underneath the blocks. Let me show you. Let me press the button. So what you're looking for then is that to extend, that to retract, then that to extend, that to retract, and then that piston to fire right at the end. Did you see that? So that's absolutely perfect. That means that only adult cows are now going to fall down into a water stream that's going to bring them round to our mate Johnny. So I need to purify this up a little bit, but before I do that, I need to grab myself some more wheat. Okay, so I've nearly done one side now, but I've had a bit of a palaver because I was feeling all claustrophobic in here. So I've moved all of this. I've ripped it all out. I moved all of the cows, and that took forever. And I've moved it all 1 block this way. So now instead of the pressure plates being here, level with the door, and the glass being level with the door, I've moved it all 1 block further back. Gives just a little bit more room. I thought this room was absolutely mahoosive. And it is. But clearly it's not mahoosive enough. So I've moved it all back that way. And I've managed to get all the cows in there. And then some. I think I've got, I don't know, 30 or so cows in there now. I'll feed them a little bit more. But it can only be a matter of time now before they start cramming in there and dying. So, yeah, maybe I'll that might have to do. Oh, I've also, it gave me a chance actually when I ripped it out to replace the slabs in here. I tested it in my test world, and the slabs don't work. I've had to resort back to the panes of glass at the bottom and the panes of glass on the back of the baby cow elevator. That works a treat. So is that all I've done since you were last here? Is that all I've done? All I've done is move it all. So I think this is what we're gonna run with. It's a shame, but that the 8 blocks of water, it finishes 1 block too shy. But I'm hoping that the cows will fall, the baby cows will fall into there, and as soon as one's in there, the rest will sort of follow them in. I'm hoping. If it starts to cause me a problem, then I'll have to do something about it. They also take a little bit of damage when they get to the top to start with, because they smash their heads in on the blocks at the top, but it doesn't happen for very long, and considering what's going to happen to them in the end, smashing their heads in on a bit of rock is probably not the worst thing that's going to happen to them. I did think about covering all of that up with blocks, but then you can't see up, and I want to be able to see up there. I do. Maybe I'll turn that into a platform so you can look into here from up there. That's not a bad idea, I guess. What I'm going to do now then, just before we finish, is I'll wait for the baby cows that we've just fed to grow up. And then we'll go down there and put in my fence gates. And then we'll give it a test for the first time and see if we can get some baby cows up into there. Okay, I think the little fellas are all grown up into big fellas. So we should be able to put some fence gates in now. Looking good. Okay, so if we go around the front now and feed me. Are some dying in there? Yeah. I knew they would do. And I've run out of wheat again. I knew some of them would do. That's not a problem. But there they are. They're the little babies. Or there's one at least. Here they come, little babies. See, don't stand there and get your face beat up. Oh, don't do that. I could swap those out for half slabs, I guess. Like I say, it's the least of their worries. Actually, I got quite a few out of there, didn't I? I got quite a few. Let me go and grab some more wheat. I can't believe I've run out of wheat. I've got to make a new way to get to my wheat farm as well. And because this takes far too long. Okay, I'm all wheated up. So we'll feed these as well then. See how many of these die. So because they can swim that much better now. Never used to happen when they couldn't swim. I'm sorry, fellas. I know what's going to happen to you. Eventually. Yeah, it looks like they just run straight into the hole. Now, again, as I mentioned before, babies shouldn't fall down there. If they do, then this is broken and I have to do something about it. But the baby should get pushed over before the trap door at the bottom opens up. Which they do. Perfect. Shall we wait? Shall we wait for some... We'll wait for some adults, shall we? We'll wait for some adults. Right, so we've got a couple of cows up there now. We've got some babies up there. So far they don't appear to be cramming, so that's brilliant. So if I press the button now, hopefully just the adult cows will fall down. There they are, and the babies don't. And all the adults will fall out into there, and they're going to get butchered by Johnny. That's brilliant. I'm really pleased with that. Hello, fellas. Oh, can't pick those up. There you go. 17. That's really good. I have a couple of cows. That's really good. I'm not going to get anywhere near that many with Johnny because obviously I've got... What have I got on my sword? I've got looting 3, so that's probably given me quite a little bit more loot than I had before. But we're going to have to call it a day for today, everybody. So thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please don't forget to leave it a like. And if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future videos. And also don't forget to check out the new alphas. The links are going to be in the description below. They're all fantastic, well worth a watch. But until next time, this is Frilioth, and I'm out of here.